Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here with us this morning. We're so glad to be a part of it. AJ and I are from Fox 17 News. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
I'm AJ Hilton, as Jen just mentioned. Thank you so much for coming out. You guys don't know what this means. All the blood that we are able to raise, it's going to go right back and make sure that we are saving lives. So you guys are playing a crucial part. It's one of the largest sponsored blood drives in all of Middle Tennessee. It's the Music City Battles of the Badges. And of course, we're trying to build camaraderie as well, even though I've already heard some of the talk going on.
It's already happening.
Already happening right now. So we're just hoping to have a good time and to see who can recruit the most blood donors as well.
You know, and honestly, you guys know what it's like. I mean, we're in this world of social media, right? And now more than ever is a great opportunity to take advantage of the smack talk, the trash talk among all the agencies. And we would just, before we really get into the meat of today, would like to encourage you to be a part of that. Cheer on your particular department. Talk a little smack if you want. Create some hashtags. Make sure you tag all of our partners. We've got St. Thomas, Ascension, the Red Cross, the Titans, of course, each agency. So I just want to encourage y'all to have as much fun with this as the different agencies do, because it really is an opportunity to just enjoy that camaraderie.
And of course, we're going to be hearing from each of those agencies as well. Each of them are going to have a chance to express themselves and do that smack talk, as we mentioned before. Also talking about another great way to touch lives. That's what we're all here to do, is touch lives. And again, as I mentioned before, help to save some lives.
Now, mention some of the agencies involved. Of course, we've got the American Red Cross. And by the way, if you want to give a little round of applause for your group while we talk about it, go for it. Yeah, we've got the American Red Cross, we have St. Thomas Health, Ascension, we have the Tennessee Titans, Fox 17 News, we're so proud to be part of this. 104.5 The Zone, of course we've got the Fire Department, the Metro Police Department, the Davidson County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Had a feeling that was coming.
I was going to say, did you tell them? Was that instructed? Oh, okay, all hands off now, okay.
Oh, that was not scripted, by the way. But yeah, we've got all these great agencies teaming up for such a good cause. AJ and I we were just talking about it this morning on the news. You know, this is that time of year when we do get into those critical shortages. And so any opportunity that we have to drive people to donate blood is just a great opportunity.
So to kick things off and to talk about the significance of the partnership and to help our first responders as well, and tighten up, of course, that's one of the themes, to ensure that the gift of blood hits shelves this summer, we'd like to introduce Steve Underwood, the president and CEO of your Tennessee Titans.
Don't they do just a beautiful job? I want to welcome all of you here and let you know how privileged I feel and our organization feels to be part of this important event. In addition to representatives of our longtime partner, St. Thomas Health, I'm pleased to have three of my favorite public servants up here with me today. Davidson County Sheriff Darren Hall. I didn't think I'd have to coax that, but okay. Metro Nashville Police Chief Steve Anderson. And Nashville Fire Chief William Swan. This has already been such a big year for all of our organizations, including the 2019 NFL Draft, and everybody here that's represented had something to do with the success of that. It was unparalleled on every front, but without our police, fire, EMS, Sheriff's Office, without everybody participating, it would not have been nearly as big a success. So we're grateful for that and grateful always for the help. As president of a professional sports organization, I know a little something about rankings, competition, favorites, and underdogs. I've spent a little time this year looking for ways that we can boost and elevate the competition for this year's blood drive. I have come up with some ideas. Nothing fosters competition better than a reward. Everybody works smarter when there's something in it for them. Now, some of the smaller organizations that are involved in the blood drive somehow have managed to win every year. Anybody know who that might be? I'm not sure why that is, but it is clear that the sheriff's office and its deputies and support staff are very involved. They want to win. Tennessee Titans wants to give all three groups a little bit of a boost this year. So we're going to give whatever agency wins, and I'm perfectly willing to let the head of that, whichever organization that is, decide who they want to be represented there. 100 free tickets in our upper deck for one of our two great preseason games this year, the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Six of my 50-yard line tickets in the West Club, and whichever agency wins will be the 12th Titan at that same preseason game. We've never done a 12th Titan for a preseason game in our history. So it's important to keep in mind what this is all about, and that's getting people to give blood. We're willing to do our part, and you two guys need to get in the game. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
All right, so just in case you missed that, let's recap.
Yeah.
The winner will get 100 tickets in the upper deck,
Okay.
6 tickets in the West Club,
Correct.
Your seats, you said.
On the 50-yard line.
your seats, and you get to become the 12th Titan during either preseason game.
Whichever agency comes in, we're welcome to have as many people from that agency on the field in uniform as they want to bring. Wow. Or out of uniform in the case.
I saw a lot of eyebrows raising too. Getting the game. Wow.
All right, well, okay, it's out there.
It's out there now.
It's been put out there.
It's a real thing now. Let's go.
Look, first responders, and Steve talked about it, but first responders certainly know firsthand just how important it is to have those reserves, especially when it comes to blood donations, ready for any emergencies through the Battle of the Badges. All of our local heroes and the donors who support them, right? So the friends and the family who show up to give blood for those agencies, they are the ones who are kind of on their front lines for each agency, making sure they do what they can.
And so here to talk more about the event and the current blood drive that we got underway, we've got Darren Hall from the Sheriff's Office. We also have Metro Police Chief Steve Anderson, and of course the Director, Chief William Swan of the Nashville Fire Department, to say a couple of words.
Sheriff, you're up first.
All right.
This in no way, shape, or form guarantees you any additional points in this,
No
okay?
points,
All right.
I want to hear some smack talk.
I don't know about all that. Wow, let's give the Titans a round of applause. What a great... Yeah, the only thing about, as Steve mentioned, competition and, reward and award, really adds to it, but it also means that people start cheating more. So I think we need to keep our eye on them. But I'm really sorry that we had to move the event over here this year. Last year I actually just made the comment that I thought, that if you were in that building in the Nissan Stadium and continue to lose, you get fired, and Anderson and Swan wouldn't go back there. So I didn't really mean them. I was talking about coaches. So they said we got to go somewhere else. So we ended up coming out here. Death, taxes, and having to come over here and convince y'all it's going to be close is something I have to do every year. I don't understand why that's a part of my job, to convince you it's going to be close. I worried, we have an investigation division, some people would call it internal affairs, and I worried that Chief Anderson and Chief Swan would get tired of me and tired of this and start doing things that may not be above board. So I've had them kind of under investigation for the last several months leading up to this and what they're going to try to pull off. And I had a report, I don't want to give it out to the public, the media will probably use it, but we actually have found that Chief Anderson has been trying to do blood drives at donut shops, because that's the only place we could find a Metro police officer in town. So I don't know if that was true. That's what his idea was. But
Don't hit him. Don't hit him. I've got you.
and then I thought that was bad. But Chief Swan,
Easy, easy.
they have discovered that he has been trying to figure out how to draw blood while the people in the fire department are sleeping in the fire hall. But he gave up because he knew they would take an IOD for the needle prick. You know, one of the other things that kind of bothers me about, we all have to go through the budget seasons and all this, and of course we never do very well in that game, but they seem to do better. But we pulled their information about what they were asking for this year in their budget documents, and both of them, both Chief Anderson and Chief Swan, they asked for additional staff, which is not unusual. They do it every year. But the justification was written in the Metro documents that being twice as big as the DCSO is not enough to win the blood drive, so we need more staff. So they'll probably get the money too, don't worry about it. So, but you know, there's another thing going on in Tennessee. We're trying to pass legalized gambling. And I think, you know, some people think that's good or good for the city or state, I'm not sure. But I really wonder, you know, think about that. I wonder if anybody would place a bet on the police and fire to win. I mean, I'm not a gambler, but you usually go on, you know, who would be more likely to win and who's favored to win and who always wins. And so I doubt they would get anybody to bet on the police and fire. But they probably could come up with a point spread, you know, and because if you remember, I mean, I don't want to bring up the past, but we've beat them combined. So my theory is, why don't we just merge the police and fire department year round and just have their grand totals, I mean, who knows what they'll be, come up with the point spread for the bet. I'm not sure, you know, it continues in Nashville, everything's growing. There's buildings, of course, the police department's growing, fire department's growing. The only thing grows in the sheriff's office is our trophy case, and we keep trying to find a way to make it a little more level. You know, I don't know about gambling and I don't know about betting, but I bet we're all going to make our community much better. And I appreciate all of us this time of year, and it's something we look forward to for a lot of reasons. Gave blood yesterday, and Heath Kane and some of our staff who work really year-round on this. You know, if I got the numbers right, we were at $8.99 last year. Well, with the Titans' commitment and with these guys trying to cheat, I think we ought to be able to get to 1,000 pints, which if you do the math, that's over 3,000 people's lives saved. So thank you all. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the work we're doing, and we're going to do some good for Nashville. Thank you.
If you excuse me, I'm just a little distracted. I take care of business first, and for a guy that says he doesn't know anything about gambling, and you're talking about point spreads and other things, I'm not sure that I shouldn't be investigating something. I do have great confidence in the goodness of people in general, and especially people here in Nashville. And I can't think of anybody that I've ever known, if they were sitting at home watching TV and got a phone call from one of the hospitals, and they said, you know, if you could just come down here and give us a pint of blood, you could save a man's life. Now, you don't know this man, he's a stranger, but somebody knows him and somebody cares about him. So everybody I've ever known would get up and punch the button on that DVR, record the rest of that TV show, and head on down there. Now, the problem is, when life hangs in the balance, you can't wait for that phone call. You need to do it up front. And that's what this is all about. Making sure that we, all of us gathered here today, and all of Nashville saves those lives. We're doing it in the police department through the work of our training division. We have issued trauma kits to all of our officers. There have been lives saved by the application of tourniquets in these 2 years that they've been out there on the street. And certainly the fire department is doing their fair share in getting those people to the hospital. I'm told that the Red Cross especially needs type O blood. So anybody out there with type O blood, I certainly hope that you consider this an opportunity. If you notice, I'm taking the high road today. So for anybody out there in the public that wants to be on the high road, certainly come down and join the police department and sign up. Now, I'm not saying that anyone here would take the low road, but if you want to make sure that you're on the high road as opposed to the other road, make sure that you join up with the police department. But as Sheriff Hall has pointed out, Nashville needs your blood. It's a life-saving gift. And probably most everybody here knows somebody who has been in need of blood and received that blood because of the good work that the Red Cross does, and certainly our little contribution to what they do by these three agencies gathered here. So thank you very much. I hope that everyone joins us, and whatever your affiliation is, the high road or the low road, please join us and give a pint of blood.
The first thing I wanted to do when I came in the room was actually go over to that trophy or that award and just touch it. And the sheriff said as close as I was going to get to it. I did notice that it wasn't sort of premeditated that they was going to win. His name wasn't on it, so it made me feel a little bit more comfortable. But I'm like Steve, it's just amazing how someone gets up here and talks about moral and ethics. And it seems like every year, now, the last 2 years, we seemingly was winning until the last minute. And then out of the blue, 30-some people, 40-some people would show up. I don't know if it was because of ham sandwiches or Snicker bars or what he was doing, but he always seemed to be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat. But again, as Chief Anderson was saying, we're talking about a higher road. Now, as far as the police department, I really wasn't too concerned. I was glad that Steve did show up because none of his people do. So,
Hey, you just jumped off the road.
Path not taken.
But, you know, deflectors or distractors are things that we do when we make up tests or we have to take tests. We sort of shy away from the facts. So I understand that you have won this for many years. I think this is this the 11th year that we're doing this? Anybody know? Is it 11th? Yeah. And when you, anybody here works for the sheriff's department, raise your hand. Yes. When I got up this morning, I'm like, well, I guess I got to go to the Darren Hall show. So here I am. But on a serious note, the fire department is probably an entity that knows mostly about the importance of blood. We make over 146,000 runs a year. We transport well over 100,000 patients to the hospital. We know that giving blood is essential to life. You know, 1 pint saves, 3 people. We understand that in the summer months, people are on vacation, schools are out, but incidents don't stop. Emergencies don't take vacations. And this is a chance that everybody can come out and give blood, donate, make a difference in not just in the local, but just worldwide. We know that every 2 seconds someone needs blood. And that goes from, I think every 8 patients that enter into the hospital at one point or another will need blood. Cancer patients, children, victims of accidents. So this is truly a worthy cause. As definitely bigger than us standing here. But we always love to put a little fire and spunk into our into each one of our different agencies. So I'll challenge the fire department. We know we're going to come out hard. We're going to come strong, and we're hoping and praying that, as Steve say, we'll take the high road to try to win this. But if it takes me going a little low to do it, I'm gonna do it.
I think what Director Chief Swan just said was he was going to the Old Town Road.
That's what it takes.
Are the horses in the back? Just checking.
So, of course, we're in this to have fun. That's what this is all about. But, of course, this is a very serious topic as well. And we just talked about the need for blood, especially with the Red Cross this year. If you're not familiar, I know all of you are, but some of you may not be necessarily. But the American Red Cross, I mean, they do great work to prevent and also alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. I mean, we're talking about fires. We're talking about other situations that may happen in our city. And they do awesome work. And really, they rely on volunteers and the generosity of others. And that's what it's all about. So for you, it may be telling your friend, it may be telling your spouse, it may be telling someone you know, hey, you know what? Come down and give blood. Because as we mentioned, we're in those summer doldrums right now. And as Chief Swan alluded to before, emergencies don't stop, you know, so we need it right now more than ever.
Yeah, pull the office together, you know,
Yeah.
call your friends, hit them up on social media and get the office together. To talk a little bit more about how donors, in other words, all of us, can support this year's Battle of the Badges, we have Brandy Spradley, Donor Recruitment Manager for the American Red Cross, the Tennessee Valley Blood Services Region. Brandy, come on up.
Good morning, and on behalf of the Red Cross and all of the people we serve, I'd like to express my appreciation for the incredible support from St. Thomas Health Ascension, the Tennessee Titans, Fox 17, 104.5 The Zone, Red Cross influencer Sharita Henderson, the Metro Nashville Police Department, Nashville Fire Department, and the Davidson County Sheriff's Department. Our local community heroes are such valued, partners to the Red Cross in so many ways. We are proud to be working with them another year, helping to save lives. Over the last 11 years, the Nashville Police Department, Nashville Fire Department, and the Nashville Davidson County Sheriff's Office have supported our mission by generously donating their blood and their time to ensuring hospital patients have the blood they need when they need it. These two gifts are priceless, and we sincerely appreciate it. Approximately 80% of the blood donated through the Red Cross comes from blood drives hosted by volunteer blood sponsors. And the Music City, excuse me, my phone will not cooperate with me. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I am trying to scroll and it will not scroll. Let's try this again. The Music City Battle of the Badges blood drive presented by the St. Thomas Health Ascension is a great example of this. As one of the largest sponsored blood drives in Middle Tennessee, in 2018, the Battle of the Badges drive, held from May to July, collected a record-breaking 869 pints of life-saving blood. That's 26 more donations than the year before. The Davidson County Sheriff's Department secured the victory, receiving serious bragging rights, a plaque, and was named the 2018 Best Badge. This year's Battle of the Badges blood drives competition is currently underway, with the Davidson County Sheriff's Office leading. However, it is still anyone's game. This blood drive comes at an important time when the summer months can be incredibly challenging for the Red Cross to collect enough blood products. We're issuing an urgent request for eligible blood donors of all blood types to roll up a sleeve and come help save lives. You can schedule an appointment at redcrossblood.org. You can also try the Red Cross Blood Donor app, or you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can also enter sponsor code MusicCityBOB. Thank you guys so much for taking your time out coming today. We certainly appreciate all of you. Thank you.
AJ and I were talking about, and you all know firsthand because you're on the front lines of it, but you know, when we have a mass casualty situation, which is not what anybody ever wants to have to deal with, those types of scenarios are really when the need for blood hits home.
It's crazy to think about it. It's been a year since we had that incident that happened down at the Waffle House. And everyone in Nashville really stepped up to respond. The Sheriff's Office, the Fire Department, Metro Police, everyone stepped up. And one of those survivors has recently actually teamed up with the American Red Cross to become an influencer. And you may have heard about this. It's a new campaign that they're doing. It's called the Missing Types Campaign. And this essentially encourages new and lapsed donors to donate blood this summer. That's what it's all about. So please welcome us in joining Waffle House survivor and blood recipient Sharita Henderson.
Good morning, everyone. I am very excited to be here today. On April 22nd, 2018, a lone gunman entered the Waffle House where I was trying to get breakfast with one of my best friends. Unfortunately, she did not make it. However, the quick action and fast action of the police department, the fire department, and the sheriff's department helped save my life. And they acted so quickly that we rushed down 440, and many of you know me as the one who asked for 440 to be repaved. You're welcome. But I definitely want to give a special shout out to Station 35 from the fire department who acted so fast and helped save my life. And of course, many people ask me, what do I need in a time of tragedy? And what I needed was blood. And I'm so thankful to the strangers that gave their blood to help save my life. I had to have blood transfusions almost daily for months. I suffered from multiple gunshot wounds to the arm and leg. And by God's grace and the many blood donors that gave their blood, I am here today to tell my story and to ask that Nashville joins me once again to make sure that we help some other people. Because unfortunately, I will not be the last person that will suffer from a gunshot wound, but I will make sure that the next person has the same blood that I had. I am also an O positive blood recipient, and that's what we need the most right now. And we all know that in the summertime, there are unfortunately many acts of violence that happen in our city, and that's when those people need it the most. And so I'm asking Nashville to join me once again because I did give you a favor and I did get that road repaved. And if you want to name it after me, that's fine. But I want you to join our various departments in Nashville. They are beyond a shadow of a doubt amazing because they stepped up and they acted quickly and they apprehended the suspect and they made sure that I was okay and checked on me and made sure that I was still doing okay months later, because people often forget that the story continues once the headline is no longer in session. So I want to personally thank the Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, and Police Department for making sure that everything was in place to save my life, and that I'm still here today to tell my story and to use it with the Red Cross. And I hope that people will join me. I have a personal blood drive, Sharita Strong, that we are doing with 92Q and the Red Cross and many other facilities across this state. But I want people to come and join me and donate blood so that the next person can tell their story as well. So thank you.
That's what it's all about. That right there, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Helping someone in our community who may not have survived without the donation of blood.
Yeah.
I mean, if the call isn't any more clear, I don't know what else we can do.
And I don't know about you, but I think Henderson Parkway sounds a lot better than I-440. I mean, am I right?
So there's one group we have not necessarily talked about just yet, and that is the amazing work that happens with some of our physicians at St. Thomas Assurant Health. Day in, day out, they are in those rooms. They are making sure that patients are saved. And again, it's coming from your blood donations.
Now, this morning, to share more about that commitment to our community and to this cause, the Battle of the Badges, we want to welcome Sam Stratton, Chief Nursing Officer of St. Thomas West Hospital.
Good morning. It's truly an honor to be here. And on behalf of St. Thomas Health, as a nurse, I've been a nurse for 25 years. I'm a cardiac nurse by background. The work that's done by the first responders is invaluable. So I just want to personally thank you, and on behalf of St. Thomas Health, thank all of you for the great work that you do every day. We couldn't take care of the patients quite as well if they weren't in such good shape when you got them to us. So the work that's done on the front lines really makes a big difference. And also, we couldn't do the great work that we do without blood. So, of course, we're all here to encourage folks to donate blood. We do such things as artificial hearts, artificial limbs. We have a machine that will act as your heart and your lungs with ECMO, but we've never been able to recreate blood. So blood is life. The Bible says that blood is life. So really, Sharita, I appreciate you sharing your story. Very meaningful. We can't reproduce that blood. It's always needed for emergencies, but it's also needed for surgeries. People that need life-saving surgery sometimes have to receive a lot of blood during that surgery and after. It also helps with the healing process after any sort of hospitalization. So it's valuable in all ways. And we never know when we may be the person that needs blood, our family or our friends. So to have that blood on hand is just really invaluable. St. Thomas is proud to be a partner of this event, and we're excited to help with such a great cause. At St. Thomas Health, we believe nothing shall be impossible. You may have heard our slogan. So listening to all this talk this year, I think we might have another winner. Nothing shall be impossible, right? Let's make this the year with the highest donations yet. And again, thank you all for your contribution.
All right, so AJ and I, neither one of us were math majors in college, but I was trying to do some quick math based on last year's numbers. So we had 869.
That's correct.
So does that mean 131, and we're at 1,000 for next year? Anybody want to check?
That's not out of the realm.
Quick math? That's not out of the realm. You're right. I mean, I think having that goal of 1,000 would be fantastic. Just more lives that we can help save there.
So, again, all for a great cause, but we also want to bring up someone from the Red Cross to get this thing started. We also actually have a mayoral proclamation, so we'd like to bring up Brett Crystal, the Red Cross Donor Recruitment Manager, to say a couple of words as well.
Come on up, Brett.
Thank you all. Mayor David Briley could not be here today, but his office was so kind to once again proclaim Monday, July 8th as Battle of the Badges Day. So I'll briefly like to read over the proclamation. A proclamation proclaiming Battle of the Badges Day, Monday, July 8th, 2019. Whereas our community depends on the American Red Cross, which relies on donations of time, money, and blood to fulfill its humanitarian mission to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies, and whereas in Nashville and Davidson County, the American Red Cross is sponsoring an annual event that is vital to our community blood supply, the Battle of the Badges Blood Drive on July 8th, that challenges all Metro employees who wear a badge while performing their job to donate blood. And whereas the summer months see a decrease of blood donation collection due to vacations and schools being out, and collecting life-saving blood is imperative to ensure our community is ready and able to respond to disasters big and small. And whereas this year, in an effort to increase blood donation support, in addition to employees who wear a badge, all Metro government employees and friends are invited and welcome to donate blood at this event. And whereas accidents, surgeries, and cancer treatments do not stop during the summer months, and increasing the collection of blood during the Battle of the Badges will save lives, now therefore be it resolved that David Briley, Mayor of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, do hereby proclaim Monday, July 8th, 2019 as Battle of the Badges Day in the area of Metropolitan Nashville and Davidson County, and urge our citizens to recognize and support the American Red Cross and participate in the Battle of the Badges Blood Drive to save lives in our community. So thank you to David Briley and Nashville for this wonderful proclamation. I'd now like to open it up to any questions, if anyone would like to ask any questions. Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for being here. We look forward to seeing everyone on Monday, July 8th. Thank you to our great law enforcement teams that are here today and everyone supporting this great event. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Brett. Hey, listen, real quick before y'all head out, AJ and I do have social media accounts.
Yeah.
And for those of you who might be looking to gain a little competitive edge,
We can be bought.
we are accepting donations. No, but honestly, for those of you guys who are really active on social media, hit us up.
Please.
We love this. We had so much fun last year. We're happy to retweet, tweet with comments, all that good stuff, give you likes. So maybe most socially savvy
That could be an
team
award too.
win.
Yeah, that could be something. Thank
have to
you
work
all.
on it.
Thank you all for showing up today. We really, really appreciate it. Again, all of your blood, all your donations. It's going to go a long way, and word of mouth as well.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, tell your spouse, tell your neighbor. The more donations we have, even though it's a competition, but really all of Nashville wins when we all donate blood.
May the best group win. Good luck, everybody.